This is Fleet and Footy on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network, sponsored by a live credit union.
All right, welcome into Fleet and Footy. We're getting it started with a bang. Big Lou, that's not you. How was that? What was that? Tell me about it.
I've never, ever scored a goal anything close to that level. This is number 96, William Rubio from the U16 squad against South Florida Football Academy this past weekend. This put them back to tie it up 3-3. Unfortunately, they lose this game, but, I mean, look at this wonder goal. 1, 2, and puts it right over the keeper in the top left. I mean, left-footed. It was a gorgeous goal. I know the boys were disappointed they didn't win that game, but honestly, this U16 squad has been turning it on as of recent and been really improving game by game.
All right, good stuff. Great way to start the show with the goal. We like being able to highlight the athletes on our MLS Next Academy teams, including the U16s. I know we talk about the U19s a lot because, well, it's our last chance to talk about the U19s before they spread their wings.
Exactly. We have a lot of new commitments. Obviously, signing day was just the other day. Ethan Berger signed with Lehigh University. I think that's the only one I can name off the top of my head. But plenty of college boys getting ready to spread their wings, like you just said, after their Armada Academy season.
Yeah. All right. Tell me about the weekend. Home weekend. Love a home weekend.
It was a home weekend.
Love that.
We
on the road this weekend, so you love a home weekend when you can get it.
Yeah, it was a home weekend, like I just mentioned, against South Florida Football Academy, who are a tough opponent at times. We've had some good games with them in the past. Unfortunately, two of the younger teams lost, the U16s and U17s, but the U19s pull it out super, super late in the dying moments of the game to win their matchup 2-1. All these games were in that MLS Flex schedule that we talk about, so it counts towards that table. The U19s with that win now go into second place, only behind Orlando City U19 squad, who is undeniably the best team in the entire country, hands down, on every ranking board possible, on every website possible. We actually drew with them earlier in the season, so it was a great result.
Like an art session? Sorry.
Sorry, I was on a roll too. But yes, it's
my job to break your train of thought whenever possible.
It's been great to see that U19 team keep winning. This weekend is a little bit different. They aren't playing MLS Next games. They are going out to Bradenton and IMG to play in the NAC, the National Academy Championship.
Okay, the NAC.
Some action, like I mentioned last week.
Some action. We've really got a knack for this thing.
They leave today. They depart Patton Park at 5 o'clock, and they'll be heading down there. They won't have any games tonight. Games start tomorrow, the group stage, and we will slowly figure out how they shake out into the knockout rounds, and we're hoping for another deep run just like the U19s had out west.
Yeah, that'd be great. Good luck, of course. Did you say it's all three teams headed down?
All three teams are headed down there. It's a big journey. It's a lot of the same teams that you do play in MLS Fest and these big national tournaments. So teams from all across the country. I want to say we're playing a team from Chicago. We're playing a team from New Jersey. I think we're playing a team from Alabama. So a little bit all over the place this weekend.
All right. Well, we will, of course, cover that in great detail next week on Fleet and Footy.
Of course.
See how the boys in blue do down in Bradenton, of course, home of IMG Academy. Is that who's hosting it, IMG?
Yes, that is who's hosting it. I mean, that complex hosts so much of everything.
They have the facilities to be able to host these kind of things. And, we actually host IMG in late April.
We do.
Up here at Patton Park.
We do.
As I take a look down at the schedule. So, action this week, back home again the following 2 weekends. So if you want to go check out the MLS Next U19, 17, and 16s of the Jacksonville Armada Academy, go check them out. They will be in action this weekend. Action.
You know I'm going to use that on some social media posts. I'm ready for it.
I hope so. If you do social media posts, by the way, you're the one who does all these graphics, right?
Most, yes.
So if I rip somebody, I'm going to rip you right now.
That's Okay, I guess.
You got to put the scores on them, man.
Oh, actually, we could have a conversation off camera about that one. But yes, I wanted to put the scores on that one. I did.
You need to.
I wanted to. I just wanted you to know I wanted to.
Okay.
That's. I'll let that be known. I'll let that be known in the universe.
I'm just saying, from a
No, I agree. I
world
agree.
transparency, if we're gonna talk about these teams,
You and I, we're on the same.
and how
team.
they do, we got to put their scores up.
We're on the same team with that one.
All right, making sure we're.
U19s, exciting.
Yeah, I know they won. I'm just saying we gotta give the people.
That was that W. So
okay, give the people what they want. All right, let's talk a little bit about the ID clinic. For those who don't know what an ID clinic is, it's a chance to recruit players for these U16, 17, and 19 teams to try and find the best of the best. Maybe find a hidden gem out there. Lou, I've heard you tried to sneak into one of those tryouts.
honestly, that is a little bit more of my level. Kids that are like 7 years younger than me.
That's not your level. That just means that they're not going to get tired and you're going to be gasping for air. You're not hanging with 16-year-olds.
I was thoroughly.
Did you see that goal that we showed?
It was a great goal.
Yeah, you're not hanging with those types. Don't kid yourself.
Yeah, and especially during an identification clinic, these kids really do go all out. They want to show these coaches what they're made of, and a potential, move possibly up in the same ranking, like a JFC NAL to a Jacksonville Armada, like a natural progression would be, or coming over from different academies into Jacksonville to test their luck to see if they can get on one of these new squads.
All right. Well, you filed a report from Patton Park.
I did.
Hamby, if you don't mind, let's play that report. Big Lou's got the latest from the ID clinic that the Armada recently held.
I'm Colin Kajowski. I'm 17 and I'm from Charleston, South Carolina.
My name is Cooper Stuart. I'm 15 years old. I attend Fleming Island High School and I play for Clay County Soccer Club.
I'm Julius Perotti. I'm 14. I go to Westport High School and I play for Orlando City Seminole MLS Next.
The Jacksonville Armada Pro Academy hosted its first of 3 MLS Next ID clinics, with over 160 applicants applying to be identified for the 2025 MLS Next season.
Quantity is one thing, but we really are looking for quality. There are a lot of players that show a lot of good potential, and if we can continue bringing those type of numbers out, I think we'll be on good track for next season.
These trialists that came from all over got to experience what it was like to play against the Armada Pro Academy players.
It was everything I expected. Fast-paced game, everybody talking loud, quick passes, nice passes, good dribbling.
It was really competitive. They're really good players. It was really tough, physical.
Well, the environment's top. It's a top-level coaching staff, a lot of great atmosphere, a great level of play. And yeah, the location's nice. It's just been a great experience just coming down here, being able to show my ability to the coaches and impressing them.
I asked Armada Pro Academy Director Tommy Krasanovich what he looks for when evaluating a potential Armada player.
I think just overall the positional profiles that we look for in an Armada player, and to be able to not only play the game, but play the game our way, our style of play, and then of course how they fit in within the system. So it's tough to see everything in one day, in one night, in one session, but again, having more opportunities to see them some more, and then kind of having better ideas as far as where that could lead to is what we're looking for and what we hope to achieve, and hopefully that way be prepared for next season.
And some players had their own personal goals.
Just to get evaluated for the U19 team, to make it and to progress up the academy, and with hopes of join the first team, but just one step at a time, just trying my best to keep getting a higher level I can.
All right, there you go. Big Lou filing a report.
It was a long night out
When
there.
was this? This was last night?
This was just last night. We had over 160 applicants.
Okay.
So obviously not 160 of them all came into town, but we had quite a few drive from far away,
including Nashville, perhaps.
Not quite Nashville. Actually, that player is from Charleston, so he drove all the way from Charleston to come down here. He actually currently plays for the Tormenta Academy.
And at one point, he probably drove to Nashville, is what we're saying.
Yeah,
based on that shirt.
Yep, that's where MLS Next Cup is, and that's where it is again this year, if I'm not mistaken. And so you got to see a little bit there. That was one child from each age group that came out there. One from Orlando City Seminole, one from Tormenta, right there in Statesboro, and the other one more local, Clay County. So you're just able to see what the MLS Next effect, has on the pull that you're able to get in this area. We're starting to see now it shift to where these young kids are looking at, okay, what is the top level? Okay, how do I make it to that next step? And like we've highlighted on the show plenty of times, these kids that make that step to the MLS Next level and then the MLS Next Pro level, and then some of them skip that MLS Next Pro level and go straight over to Europe. So, I mean, it's a proven product, and the league has shown that over the years. And you're starting to now see it with our very young academy that was just started only last year.
Very cool. Good stuff. Good recap. How do those reporter chops feel? How do you...
Obviously, I'm a lot more lively.
This isn't your background. We're putting you on the spot here on Fleet and Footy and making you do things you haven't had to do before, like file these reports from the camp.
Yeah, you can tell my voice is a little bit monotone there. I'm a little bit more lively today as I drink my Celsius, but those little moments by me were filmed post-production, so I'm now being told that I need to film those on site.
Yes.
You can get that volume matched up, make it sound a little bit more professional, look a little bit more professional.
Look, Lou, we're going to teach you up. We're going to get you...
We're getting there.
We're going to get you the
show's getting there.
Get you going the Action Sports Jacks way.
Exactly.
We have a very high standard.
I got the standard.
Standard's very high.
I know about the standard.
The Armada have a high standard. That's why we're always looking for the best of the best when it comes to the Youth Academy and the MLS Next system to one day get to the MLS Next Pro level. All right, we're going to take a quick early break here. So we're going to take a break, and then we're going to talk a little high school soccer. Excited to talk about that. We're still going to talk some Champions League later on. We're going to talk our weird soccer story of the week.
Always.
We're still looking for submissions, by the way, for Show Us Your Scarves. If you're watching right now, shoot me a tweet or an email or however you want to get it to us. Let us see your scarves. That's what we want to do. We want to highlight somebody's either a scarf collection or just a single picture that you're really proud of you holding a scarf somewhere cool. That works too.
I always like those, especially like an Armada scarf at a different place. I got a couple pictures of those. Maybe I'll send one through to Hamby.
Okay, that might be the fallback. But we don't want to see Lou's scarves. We want to see your scarves. We want the interaction with people at home. Jump in the chat. Come talk with us. We're going to talk a little high school soccer next. We got some guests joining us to discuss the playoffs as they roll on. So we will take a quick break, and we're going to leave you with the banger. Look at this shot.
Zapatazo.
I don't know what that means, but that's a goal. That's how I would say it. All right, we'll be right back here on Fleet and Footy. People helping people. It's at the core of what Alive Credit Union is all about, and it's been that way for over 70 years. From the start in 1954 to today, the mission remains to inspire financial wellness and give you a financially fit lifestyle. Alive Credit Union and its employees are committed to not only serving their valued members, but also our community here in Northeast Florida. I had a chance to see that commitment firsthand as Alive partnered with our Action Sports Jacks 24/7 team to bring you Armada men's and women's soccer broadcasts. Inside the 18, it is a shot, and it's a goal! Chloe Chivers! And that connection to the community continues with Alive Credit Union's support of the Police Athletic League of Jacksonville. Alive Credit Union's commitment to our community also involves serving the financial needs of all first responders through the recent merger partnership with City and Police Federal Credit Union. Join the community and become a member of Alive Credit Union today. Find out the many ways you can be inspired in financial wellness at alivecu.coop.
The rhythm of my heart is beating like a drum, with we Armada rolling off our tongues. Never will we roam, for we know our place is down. Where the ocean meets the skies, we be sailing. Where the ocean meets the skies, we be sailing.
Get local sports on demand with Action Sports Jacks 24/7. All sports, all local, all the time. From the locker room to the field, the Jacks, high school football, the Jacksonville Armada, and don't forget, the Brett and Austin Show. They're all in on Trevor. Of course. Download the Action News Jacks Now app, available wherever you stream or at actionnewsjacks.com. TV, phone, laptop, desktop. Action Sports Jacks 24/7. Jacksonville sports, all the time.
2024 provided plenty of memorable moments for the Jacksonville Armada on the pitch, including another conference championship game appearance for Tommy Krasanovich's under-23 men's team.
It's in the dying moments!
Debuting this year for the first time, the girls in blue, as the Armada fielded a women's under-23 side in the WPSL and made its presence known with some highlight moments.
Potential goal of the season!
Then attention turned to the future, with MLS Next teams representing the Armada badge in 3 age divisions this fall, including an under-19 squad ranking among the best in the state. Those teams are a big focus on Fleet Footy, covering the big soccer stories each week on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network.
I'll put one in the back of the net for you.
Join us for player profiles, fun interviews, and the very latest on the Fleet and all things footy. That's every Thursday at 2 p.m. And welcome back to Fleet and Footy. And it's time to talk a little high school soccer.
Fernandina Beach.
Fernandina Beach making an appearance on the show. Nice save there in goal.
You know what's not making an appearance is a goalkeeper kid, unfortunately, for Fernandina Beach.
I was saying, we got a Big Lou, you got to make a donation to the alma mater. How about this? Here is your one goal of the match, and it goes to the Lady Pirates.
It's feisty. You know, it's a tough, it's a
little
tough
poke.
little
Get a little
tackle.
poke in there. Fernandina Beach gets the win. They are moving on in the postseason. So, Lou, we get a chance to honor your alma mater.
I always love to shout out Fernandina Beach.
Shout out Fernandina Beach. The girls moving on. They will play again tomorrow at Pensacola Catholic in the second round. So
nice.
The way this works is that the higher classifications are all on to the Final Four. The lower classifications are one round in. So they still got a ways to go here when it comes to the postseason runs.
That's just more for us to talk about.
Yes. I mean, I'm not mad about it. I'm excited about it. It's good stuff in the world of high school soccer. All right, let's bring in our first guest of the show as we get this thing rolling and talk a little high school soccer. And here's Riley Quigley, the head coach of the Wolfson boys soccer team. And coach, your team goes out there and gets a win in your playoff opener. You guys win it 5-0 over Pensacola Catholic. Thanks so much for joining us and talking a little Wolfson soccer here on Fleet and Footy.
Hey, yeah, thanks guys. Thanks for having me on. So we're one run through, starting there. We got a couple of really big opponents coming up. So starting, tomorrow with Santa Fe. We've had a really good season so far. So excited to see, how far we can go into this. And, right now our expectations just keep getting higher as we progress through the season. So expectations as we're right now, we're looking win Region 1, go to Final Four. So it's exciting.
Absolutely. And you talk about this great season that you guys have had, 18-3-2 on the year for the Wolfson Wolfpack. And that is just awesome stuff, especially when you consider some of these losses. You guys were fighting way above your weight class. I mean, playing, 2 losses to Mandarin and 1 to Sandalwood. Those are top division teams in the bigger schools. So for you guys to have this great season and now you hopefully get to pay it off with a nice playoff run.
Yeah, and that's always kind of been our style, our kind of our expectations always kind of high, regardless of what our record is at the end of the season. I like to think of Wolfson as always being the underdog. It's literally, the Wolfpack as being the dogs, being the underdogs within the match. In this season, it's kind of an exception to that. So us being a 3A school, I always want to punch up above our weight, play the 5As, the 6As, the 7As. Have us as like 1,000 kids playing a school of 2,000 kids. So that's the expectation. We're never going to change for that. And that's something I want to always just, drill into our players is that we play high quality teams, and we're going to always kind of punch above our weights, and we're going to get to that level until we can stay and have a competitive team like we have this year. So these guys this year have definitely, raised the bar, having only 3 losses to 2 of the top schools in our entire area. So it's exciting.
Well, Coach, I think you definitely do punch above your weight. You got some really impressive victories on here, some really big wins. After those big wins, how do you make sure your boys, don't get their heads too big and, look forward to that next game and make sure they're living in the moment?
Yeah, I mean, it's always like the, expectation is, especially coming off like, the 5-0 games, the 6-0, or, even 5-1 or something like that. It's always kind of, hey, we always need to come down, get both feet on the ground, come back down to earth. Like, hey, stay humble, because we know, what we're always up against, the Mandarins, the Sandalwoods, the Fletchers and whatnot. And so, it's always like, like we need to come out, perform 100% every single game, regardless of the opponent. So if we're playing a school that's on paper matched up, 3A school, something like that, the expectation is to go in, get a goal in the first 15, get a second one before half, and then just continue to hammer throughout the rest of the game. Where, if we take that, does it regardless of the, opponent we're playing, it's always going to work out to where we're going to hopefully, win by those margins that we've had this year. But I mean, I can't just say that's, like that's our expectation and that's our philosophy as a team, but rather we got guys that can put it in the net, and that's what matters. We got 3, 4, 5 strikers up top that can finish. We got James O'Neill, who's up top. He's got plus 20 goals on the season. We have 2, 3 other wingers that can find the net almost every game. We have, and on top of that, our midfield kind of core 3, they're just dominant. Raphael Ecker.
I was about to say he's got some incredible stats this season on goals and assists.
Yeah, so Rafi's been, he's been the heart of our beating him and our captain Von Granada, them two, as junior senior kind of duo between the two of them. They're making it happen in the midfield. We also got our third we got third, fourth, and fifth midfielders that are all contributing. But with Adrian Derjadi, those 3, they click every game. They adapt as the game progresses. They're able to, find those guys up top to make things happen in the final third. But yeah, Rafi's been having an excellent season. His stats say it alone. He's just the other day, he got a hat trick on Tuesday. He finds his way into the box, and a lot of times it's just Rafi gets it, in our third, just he smokes past everyone and gets all the way in there, and then either lays it off to one of our wingers or finds it back in the net. So we're blessed to have all of them. They're all great players, and even more importantly, they're great people.
Yeah, I want to touch on that next here. We're joined by Coach Riley Quigley of the Wolfson boys soccer team. And Coach, for those at home who don't know, the Wolfson Wolfpack, I mean, it's a tough school. It's a magnet school. It's a AP and IB kind of school. So the kids that are going there are facing some really tough classes and getting them set for college. And, that doesn't always correlate to athletic success. Because you've got all these kids who are very much focused on the books and their future in college and everything still to come. But for you guys to put together what has been a tremendous athletic season on top of that, speak to that side of it, of your group, and really the makeup of this team.
Yeah, so in Wolfson, just in general, it's changed a lot in the last decade or so. So as you mentioned, we're a dedicated magnet. We have all AP, IB classes. So all of our students are, they have to apply to come to the school with the expectation of having higher academic level classes. So yeah, there's, a lot of time in the classroom and a lot of studying, a lot of extra work that a lot of these student athletes have to put in other than just focusing on soccer. So with that, I also kind of, I'd like to kind of give it credit to a lot of our kind of feeder schools here, specifically Landon. There's kind of been a Landon Wolfson pipeline, and they have excellent soccer coaches there, good program. So it's been awesome to see kind of like the growth of us as an academic high performing school on top of, success in sports, specifically soccer, boys and girls, translating to both. So, it's definitely something that's been really awesome the last couple of years. And the expectation, like I said, has been set this year with this awesome season we've been having and going deep into regionals, and that's where we hope to be in the next several years.
No, good stuff. As someone who personally skipped an IB school just so he wouldn't have to do all that classwork, I could say that those kids, I wanted to play soccer and have classes that were not killing me every day. So I went to a different school that was right by my house. It was great. But down in South Florida, I will say it's just amazing when you think about the kids who are doing that, who are really fulfilling student athlete and not just the athlete side of it. So we like to highlight that when it does happen. All right, Coach, we'll wrap you up. Give us a little preview of tomorrow night's game. It's going to be at home. Wolfson Wolfpack playing host to Santa Fe. Santa Fe coming off a win against Bowles. So, I mean, you know that they're a good team. Bowles is that squad that you guys had a great rivalry with throughout the course of the year. So they beat Bowles. That means they're going to be a good test for you guys tomorrow night at home.
Right. Yeah. So we're excited for it. We'll be here at Wolfson. We typically don't play Santa Fe throughout the season just because of distance, and having buses and whatnot. So I've been talking to their coach and excited to have them. And actually, I'll send this to him. But he actually texted me yesterday saying, this is actually anticipation. We were seeing this coming from November. A Wolfson Santa Fe matchup and a quarterfinal regional kind of or semifinal regional game. So I'm excited for it. I think our boys are definitely ready for it. Like we're kind of where we're at, especially within soccer at Wolfson. They're having a real kind of like historic season. We've just won our district championship first time in almost 2 decades, where we progressed into the regional tournament not really since 2003 2007 timeframe. So it's exciting not only for our players but for the entire kind of school, and the sport behind it's been awesome. So we're excited for tomorrow. Hopefully
all right,
get a win and move on.
Yeah, that'd be great. That's what we want. We want our local teams to keep on winning, keep on advancing, and hey, give us something to talk about here on Fleet Footy, right? We want the teams to keep winning so that we can keep that storyline going a few weeks down the line. Coach Riley Quigley from the Wolfson Boys, thanks so much for joining us, and good luck tomorrow night. Go get another dub.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
All right, thank you so very much. All right, let's take a look. I've got the playoff schedule here in front of me. I will run these down as we get set for another guest down the line here in a few minutes. I know Hamby will be working on that behind the scenes. Shout out to Jason Hamby, our producer. All right, boys, you've got one team already into the Final Four. As I mentioned, 7A, 6A, 5A, 4A. They're already on to the Final Four level.
Yeah, I was checking out the brackets. A little bit weird. Looks a little bit weird.
Well, just that 3A down, they're only 1 round in, as opposed to 3 rounds in. So the Mandarin boys, still undefeated. Remember, we had Coach on last week. They won 2 games since that point and have advanced to the Final Four, where they will take on Oviedo. And that game actually is going to be taking place, that state semifinal will take place during our Fleet and Footy next week.
I saw the great second goal.
1 p.m. game.
From Mandarin. It was a free kick, and it was fantastic.
It's such a good team, the Mandarin Mustangs. Those boys are really good this year. So we'll be able to give you live updates on that one next week during the show.
Cool.
They'll be in the second half. That's pretty cool. I like that. Second round action, you've got Santa Fe at Wolfson, Williston at Episcopal, and Oakall at St. Joseph's. That's 3A, 2A, 1A. All those games.
Jay
What's that?
Jay Bolt's still in?
Yeah, he's in charge of both the men's and the women's programs at Episcopal. In fact, both of his teams are still playing.
Yep.
So good stuff there from Jay Bolt, UNF / I'm going to say Armada legend.
U.S. Open Cup legend.
U.S. Open Cup. The thing legends are made of. Was able to go in there and get involved with it. So good stuff there. Those 3 games tomorrow night, all here in Jacksonville. So Wolfson, Episcopal, and St. Joseph's, St. Augustine. We're calling it Jacksonville. All 3 of those will be home on Friday night for round 2 in their respective classifications. Round 2 in those classifications. All right, how about we talk a little girls soccer as those playoffs roll on as well, and we bring in our next guest. It is Coach Nathan Gavin from Bishop Kenny. The Bishop Kenny girls picking up a all-local regional final win as they hold on to beat Stanton 2-1 last night down by the river. And Coach, you guys jump out to a 2-0 lead, and you're able to, as I mentioned, hold on and get that win and advance to the state Final Four. How proud are you of the girls for doing this? I believe this is your first year, right, in charge there at Bishop Kenny.
Yeah, this is my first year at Bishop Kenny. I mean, last night was crazy. Obviously, we emphasized to the girls how important it was to get out to an early start. I could see the nerves in our girls, so it was, trying to calm them down before the game, and just trust getting an early goal. We thought an early goal would just kind of set the tone, and I didn't expect it within 30 seconds. I was still kind of getting my seat and putting my stuff away, and look up, and we're right in front of the goal, and just went crazy. And
by the way, neither did our camera guy. Our camera guy Marcel didn't get there right at the very beginning of the game, and so he missed that first goal.
Come on,
as a camera person, if a goal is scored in the first minute of a soccer game and you weren't there for it, you're just like, what just happened? What in the world?
I know, yeah. I think it caught everybody by surprise. And then to follow it up with, the second goal, within minutes, I think that I thought it would help calm our nerves. I don't think it really did. I feel like at that point we kind of knew Stanton was kind of playing with house money at that point, and they were just going to be sending everything they could. So, yeah, I was just kind of dealing with the chaos and surviving after that.
So Bishop Kenny, we're joined by the head coach of the girls team, Nathan Gavin. You guys go 16-2-2 this year, and now 3-0 in the postseason. That's what matters the most, right? You win in the survive and advance. We take a look at some of the highlights here from down by the river last night, where Bishop Kenny picked up that 2-1 victory over Stanton. And there's the second goal. It just sneaked by. I believe that's the one that went across the line and scored to make it 2. Coach, brag on some of the girls on your team and that performance last night a little more.
Yeah, so I think it started with obviously the 2 goals coming from Riley Clark and Emma Baggett. They've they're 2 of our seniors, so 2 of our leaders that the team counts on, and so to have them kind of step up in that moment was huge. Riley has 22 goals this year, so it's good to see her, excelling this season. And then I thought, our midfield, just competed physically throughout the game. Players like Stella Jones and Sarah Harless and Caroline Coughlin, were just kind of engines and workhorses for us in the middle. And then our back line's been fantastic this year. If you really look, like outside of 2 games, I think Ponte Vedra and Fleming Island, we lost 6-1 and 4-1. And outside of those 2 games, I think we've only given up like 6 goals throughout the rest of the year. So our back line, between Olivia Pia, Mia Brumfeld, Anna Perry coming back from an injury, Priscilla McDonald, Liz Howard, and then our goalkeeper, obviously, Elena Gardier, she's been solid in net. So, yeah, it's really a full team effort. I could list everybody, but, yeah, just proud of them.
Well, one of my favorite names that you mentioned right there was Stella Jones. Obviously, Stella played with the U23 women's team over this past summer. How do you think playing with girls, I mean, the WPSL has no age range. Our team didn't even stop at 23, but we had girls, obviously, from the high school level at Stella all the way up to professionals, like we talk about Chloe Chivers. How do you think that impacted her development coming into this high school season?
Yeah, anytime you get a player like Stella on your team is it's huge for the other girls and for the program. So I feel like her experience with the WPSL team and within ECNL, I think she was the ECNL conference selection last year. I think she just brings a sense of like maturity on the field and experience that just she's able just to calm the game down and settle the girls. And I think she recognizes the moments where she just individually has to take control of the game and you can kind of see that. So for me as a coach, it's great to have that type of player on the field that can kind of take a little bit of I guess pressure off of everybody else.
All right, Coach, let's look ahead, shall we? Headed to Auburndale for the Final Four to take on Bishop Moore. I feel like every time Bishop Kenny makes a Final Four run in any sport, it's always Bishop Moore that you guys get matched up with. That seems to happen. It's always Bishop versus Bishop, but we'll see if you can put him in checkmate. That was a chess joke for you there, Big Lou. So tell me a little bit about Bishop Moore, team from Orlando. The other semifinal, by the way, Lemon Bay and American Heritage. And this game being played February 18th, so that is next Tuesday at 4 o'clock. Tell me about your upcoming opponent here in the state semifinals.
Yeah, so I don't know a ton about him. Obviously, that's being a first-year head coach. It's that's part of the learning curve, is kind of learning the landscape and who's who. I coach club here in the area, so I know a lot of the players. But as far as high school, that's kind of what I'm figuring out. But I know based on their track record, they've been in the state finals. They won state last year, and I believe the year before that as well. So I'm, I'll do what I need to do as a coach to get my hands on some game film and figure out the best way to attack them. But I think at this point, any team you face is going to be tough. They're all going to pose different challenges for you. So I just need to make sure that I get a good look at what they're going to bring, and then try to do what I can to match that on the field.
Awesome. Well, definitely good luck to Bishop Kenny girls playing next week in the state semifinals. Before we let you go, Coach, I do want to ask you a little bit about one of your past stops on this coaching journey. So you were the coach for the men's all-Navy team at one point in your coaching career. Tell me a little bit about that experience. Obviously, we're a big Navy town here in Jacksonville with Mayport and NAS Jax, and that influenced lots of our folks here in the area know all about that. What was it like coaching that team, and what do you draw from coaching an all-Navy team to now being the head coach of a high school girls team? How do you kind of pull from some of those experiences?
Yeah, so I started playing on the All Navy team in 2007. Actually, our training camp was here in Mayport, and that was my first experience in Jacksonville, Florida. So I played on the team until 2012, and then I had kind of got into coaching like youth. So the two coaches were retiring, and I just kind of put my name in the hat because I was getting into my 30s and figured it was a good time to transition over. And so I got the job, and I coached them for about 5 years. And that's a great experience. You're coaching all active duty members that either played at the Naval Academy or Division I, Division II soccer. And then you have some that never played college soccer that for whatever reason just joined the Navy. And so that is a great experience. I also got to take the U.S. military team overseas to South Korea and Oman for the military World Cup and the military Olympics. So all those experiences, at the end of the day, soccer is soccer, but I think from learning how to organize and manage a team and different personalities, and I think that's really where it helped me, because most of my experience is in club soccer, and there you're just focused on individual development and getting these girls into college or wherever they want to get to. And I think for the high school team, it's results based, and you're trying to bring a team together, for one common goal, and that's to win a championship. And so I think that's probably what I drew most from the Navy team.
Awesome. Well, good stuff. Appreciate you sharing that with us. Nathan Gavin from Bishop Kenny, head coach of the girls soccer team. They get set for a state semifinal on Tuesday down in Auburndale, taking on Bishop Moore at 4 o'clock. We will update our viewers and listeners on that next week. And hopefully you guys will be getting ready for a state championship by the time we hold next week's show. So, Coach Gavin, thank you so much for jumping in and talking a little soccer with us.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
All right, good stuff there from Coach Gavin. As mentioned, they are one of a few of our teams in the state Final Fours on the girls' side. Ponte Vedra and Bartram Trail have also both already booked their ticket on to the next round. Ponte Vedra will play next Wednesday at 4 o'clock. Here's a look at the Sharks.
The Sharks.
Get the Sharks on camera here.
I always love their colors.
You like the black and the baby blue?
It's so good.
What do you think about that?
Nice across the body goal.
Yeah.
Love to see it.
Okay. We got another one. How about another one?
Girls from St. John's are always good. We mention it all the time on this show.
Side netting on the far side.
And Ponte Vedra is still doing it this late into the season.
This was a 6-1 victory over Mosley in the regional semifinals. They just blasted.
Where's Mosley from?
Panhandle.
Okay, that's what I was like.
And then they went on to beat Childs in the regional final 1-0. So they will take on North Fort Myers in their state semifinal. And that, as mentioned, is Wednesday at 4 o'clock. Next Thursday, so 1 week from now, Bartram Trail will play their state semifinal against Sun Lake. Also, all three of those state semifinals, by the way, all 4 o'clock kicks. It just
we're missing it just a little.
It just worked out that way. But yeah, so we can preview that next week. Yeah, how's that sound? And then in the earlier rounds, Fernandina Beach, who we mentioned, picked up a win. They will be at Pensacola Catholic tomorrow night.
Tough.
Wolfson will be at South Walton tomorrow night. So Wolfson boys and girls both winning first-round playoff matches. Good stuff. And 1A, you've got Christchurch Academy taking on St. John's Country Day. We know that task is going to be tough. Yep. St. John's Country Day, shout out. University Christian at Rocky Bayou is the other regional semifinal. They don't call it the U. Stop that.
Come on.
And then we have an all-local regional semifinal, Episcopal at Providence. We got video of Providence, too. Here you go.
Right
Providence.
Across the street from Fadden Park.
It is. Have you been to any games at Providence?
I have. I've played on that field. I played on both of the fields over there in Providence.
The grass and the turf?
Yep.
Okay. I know the turf they only put in.
I paid for it.
Somewhat recently. Shout out to Hambone. Appreciate you for pitching in on the pitch. They picked up a big win, 8-0 over Taylor County. Here's a couple of the goals there for the Lady Stallions. Shout out Hambone, Providence
alum.
The new field there. Love to see it. They will play host to Episcopal. That one tomorrow night. So that's a good little rivalry game there. Episcopal and Providence. They actually just played a couple weeks ago, and Episcopal won 1-0. So will be a good little rematch there between Jay Bolt's Lady Eagles and the Lady Stallions.
He's got his hands full. He's got his hands full this year.
Yeah, because he's doing both of the teams.
That's what I'm saying. They're making some good runs. They're making some deep runs.
And they're both in the playoffs. Yeah. All right. Good stuff. Okay. Let's take another quick time out here on Fleet and Footy. We'll reset, and then we'll talk a little Champions League and a little Section 904 talk. I believe you have a video you want to show. I think it's like 6 minutes. I don't know if we're showing the video this week, Lou.
It's okay. No, we had content this week. Had plenty of the high school
coaches. We had good stuff to talk about. Yeah. And of course, we got your weird soccer story of the week. We're still looking for a scarf. If you got a scarf, you could tweet it at me or
tag us,
email me,
text
whatever
us.
You want to do. Text us. Lou's number is 90. I'm kidding. I'm not going to say what Lou's number is.
Some of you guys have my number, so
I'm going to guess it starts with a 904.
That's enough. That's enough.
All right. Don't worry. We'll stop right there. Fleet and Footy right here in the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network. Thanks so much for joining us. We got more to come. We're talking more soccer, and that's coming up next right here. So stay with us.
Ancla Dorada. The official bear of your Jacksonville Armada.
When you think sports, you think Action Sports Jacks, the official station of the Jaguars, on location for every game. But the most experienced team in town doesn't stop there. From high school football to the big events in the area, Action Sports Jacks is always on. Now, we take that to a new level. Action Sports Jacks 24/7 is around-the-clock coverage of the teams you love and the moments you can't miss. The best local sports in Jacksonville on Action Sports Jacks 24/7. People helping people. It's at the core of what Alive Credit Union is all about, and it's been that way for over 70 years. From the start in 1954 to today, the mission remains to inspire financial wellness and give you a financially fit lifestyle. Alive Credit Union and its employees are committed to not only serving their valued members, but also our community here in Northeast Florida. I had a chance to see that commitment firsthand as Alive partnered with our Action Sports Jacks 24/7 team to bring you Armada men's and women's soccer broadcasts. Inside the 18, it is a shot, and it's a goal! Chloe Chivers! And that connection to the community continues with Alive Credit Union's support of the Police Athletic League of Jacksonville. Alive Credit Union's commitment to our community also involves serving the financial needs of all first responders through the recent merger partnership with City and Police Federal Credit Union. Join the community and become a member of Alive Credit Union today. Find out the many ways you can be inspired in financial wellness at alivecu.coop.
Hey everyone, Olivia Tasley here from Action Sports Jacks to tell you all the different ways you can watch our new 24/7 network. 3 easy steps. You don't even need a pen and paper to write it down. Step number 1, download the app. Search Action News Jacks in your app store either on your phone or your smart TV. Then, once you're on the app, click on that little drop-down menu in the upper left-hand corner with the 3 little lines. That'll show you these options, and boom, right here, click Action Sports Jacks 24/7, and you will be brought to our continuous stream channel. That app can be accessed through all these different platforms, whether you have Roku, Fire TV, Smart TV, Apple TV, or Google TV. You can find our app. Now, if you don't have access to the app, don't worry, we still got you covered. We're across all social media platforms from Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, Twitch. We have a podcast channel. Plus, check out our short reels on our TikTok.
Welcome back to the Fred and Austin Show, streaming on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network.
Or the Brett and Austin show? Come on, Hamby. Come on, Hamby.
The stream deck.
Blame the... There you go. That's what he says. That's good. Just blame the stream deck. All Sesnick's fault. Sesnick, by the way, really good golfer. Played with him on Monday.
It's a really good team right here on the screen, too.
Why are you trying to steer this? Why you can't just let me go off topic? I mean, it's probably a good idea.
I'm trying to get you on soccer. We're talking about golf.
Okay, fine. Played TPC on Monday.
He just wants to talk about the birdie that he hit on 17.
You know, I mean, I wasn't going to bring it up, but I guess if you got to, you got to.
I'm talking about this kind of a birdie, all right? The Ospreys. They play. The spring season's coming up.
That's pretty good there, Lou.
Pretty good. That's a good segue, Lou.
Start out back at Hodges, playing Embry-Riddle. They had a great season last year, obviously, in the ASUN. I got to watch some bangers over there. It felt like every single time I was over at an Osprey women's game, there was a goal being scored from outside the area. So if you guys are missing some soccer, I guess at that higher level, I know we just talked about high school, but, you know, some of the girls in blue that used to be in blue are now, I guess, back in blue. UNF wears blue, too.
They do, yes.
But, yeah, it's always a good watch over there at Hodges.
Yeah, good spot. What was I going to say?
Golf.
I had it. Oh, give me a no. I was done with the golf. Well, come on. I'm not even talking about how I hit it to 17 feet and then made the putt on 17. Don't worry about it.
He's good.
Closest to the pin on media day. It's okay. Don't worry about it. I'm not talking about it. Every other hole was awful, but I'm not talking about it. What I was gonna say about the Ospreys. What's a good soccer word that rhymes with tray? We got to come up with one for them.
The words of
the basketball team is the Birds of Trey because they hit a lot of 3-pointers. I actually coined the phrase that the softball team uses, as they are the Birds of Clay, because softball has the whole clay infield. So are you googling soccer terms that rhyme with Trey?
Yeah, I'm like Trey.
Stop that! No, don't. It's okay. We'll come back.
We'll figure it out. I'll get creative about it.
We'll come up with a hashtag for you, Lady Ospreys. We'll see what we can do. I don't know. I don't know what we're gonna. I don't know what rhymes with Trey for them.
We'll figure it out.
But I did come up with birds of clay.
He's a smart guy.
Not to hurt my shoulder, patting myself on the back or anything, but here we are. That's what we do. All right, Lou. Let's talk some soccer. What are your big takeaways from the Champions League? We're now into the knockout stages. We're going two-legged, just like you and I.
It is two-legged, just like you and I.
Home and away.
Home and away.
What were your main impressions that you got from the first matchups?
I mean, I think everyone's eyes were focused towards that Real Man City game. We obviously touched on it a little bit during our last show. Really late goal sends Real Madrid up in the second leg. Dortmund kind of controlling Sporting CP. Brest getting controlled by PSG, which I've kind of been cheering for Brest as the little underdog punchy team.
You love the underdog.
And Juve getting it done against PSV wasn't so easy. Weston McKennie scores an absolute banger in that game.
Goal. I saw that goal.
If you guys haven't seen that, please go look it up. But
are you going in order of your pictures, by the way?
Yeah, I kind of have
you
it.
Assembled the video here, so you can talk about it as we see it. Nice one.
Celtic Bayern.
I like those jerseys there.
That is, they are good.
Nice.
You know what they are? They're Puma.
Shout out PSV Eindhoven.
Celtic Bayern, I thought was an awesome matchup, just because Celtic it's always cool to see them get matched up against someone that's not in their league, to see if they're at that level or not. People always love to make the argument, where would Celtic finish in the Premier League?
Sure.
They ended up having a really great game.
Who we got here?
Against Bayern. Bayern wins. This game I actually watched. Club Brugge beat Atalanta, not Atlanta, but Atalanta 2-1 off a controversial penalty call. I mean, super, super controversial.
Okay.
And
you went out of order. It's
yeah,
okay.
I know. I'm sorry. And then Feyenoord ends up beating Milan.
I'm just gonna root for the Dutch teams because I don't have a dog in the fight, so I'll root for the different Dutch teams.
That makes sense. And yeah,
not like we have any reason to root for Milan or anything.
Come on, Pulisic.
I know.
Couple Americans in Champions League right now, so it's exciting to be able to tune into a game and see that. You used to not be able to do that. So.
That's true. Now I will say a lot of those 1-goal games, other than PSG and Dortmund, they both won 3-0. Every other one was a 1-goal game. So anybody's guess who's going to advance based on the aggregate. Those next round matches will be Tuesday and Wednesday. You excited?
I am.
You gonna watch those?
I totally will. Usually I'm watching them at Patton Park on the little office TV. Getting my looks in while I work.
Here's the thing: you can tell them it's for work because you need to know this stuff. Like,
all right, Nathan, you hearing this?
People have always said,
you hearing this, Nathan?
What are you just watching sports at work? And I'm like, no, I'm working. Or if I'm at home and I need to watch a race or a game, it's like I'm working. I need to watch this so that I could talk about it and know what I'm talking about.
I agree, to have the knowledge of everything, and that's why I like to come in with my little quips. I know all the little players, so I try to keep my knowledge well, and up to current date as well.
I like that. Good, Lou. I want to give a quick shout out to Section 904 as we often do. On the show here on Fleet and Footy. They have a party coming up.
They do.
If there's something about Section 904, the guys and gals, they love the party.
They love a party. They love a drink. My favorite drink is their Ancla Dorada.
Oh, what do you know? It's at Ruby Beach Brewing. So if you want to get more involved with Section 904, more involved with the Armada supporter group, they will be having their 11-year anniversary party coming up Saturday, February the 22nd. So that's not this Saturday, but the following Saturday, 7 o'clock at Ruby Beach Brewing.
Ruby Beach, always very grateful host, hosting Section 904. 11 years. It's been pretty crazy. When the club first started, I think I was in 7th or 8th grade. So it's been awesome to go through the journey.
Back when you were little Lou.
I was little Lou.
As opposed to big Lou.
Exactly.
Now. Yeah. Different day, different time.
But we've always been excited to have Section 904 with us all of those 11 years. So we couldn't have done it without them. Obviously.
By the way, I want to address a couple things quickly in the chat. David Lukowski asking who was the player that hit that banger? U16er, right? Goal?
William Rubio.
William
Rubio. If you really want to look into the academy roster, go on our website, jacksonarmada.com. Click on Pro Academy roster. All their faces with their numbers and their names will be up there. So,
did you make all those graphics?
I did.
Okay, good work.
Thank you, sir.
Proud of you.
Thank you, sir.
Proud of you doing good things. And a big shout out to Sean Gibson saying, "How's it going?" Going well. It's a fun week.
Sean providing the glizzies over at Ruby Beach.
The glizzy master.
He is.
Okay.
He would say so himself. I hope Sean is still watching because he would agree in the chat.
Okay, good. Before we get to our weird soccer story of the week, that's where we'll take this thing next. By the way, one more. Mandarin Boys Soccer on Twitter. Jay Bolt, also a 3v3 legend. So lots of shout outs for Jay Bolt here today. We love that.
Love
That's
that.
good. We'll see how his Eagles do here in the next round of the postseason. Before we get into our weird soccer story of the week, tell us about your hat, Lou.
Good. I was hoping because I want to get your prediction as well.
Okay.
I got a Kimi Räikkönen hat for those of you who may be familiar with the F1 world more so than the NASCAR world.
There's more of a crossover in those Venn diagrams of soccer and F1.
F1, yeah, the Euro.
As opposed to us
the Euro step.
NASCAR guys.
Yeah. Kimi Räikkönen did a one-off race.
The Lou. I love when we go to the Lou solo cam.
And then I had to...
Microphone. There it is. Okay, MLS Next.
The MLS Next with the little, the little racing stripes, Adidas racing stripes.
Yeah, there you go. Right side.
But
a racing hat and some racing stripes.
Daytona's obviously this weekend, Speed Week. Stuart's about to head down there right now. I'm going to go watch the duel.
Literally minutes away from heading down there, yes.
My favorite, Jimmy Johnson, the old man. He's back in the fray. Helio Castroneves, really cool to see.
Oh, man.
Whoa.
Good Hamby.
This is good, though. This is good.
Is it good?
Yeah. So Kimi Räikkönen, F1 Formula 1 legend, raced a one-off race in Watkins Glen, was lucky enough to go up there and see it. So had to shout out Daytona. My pick for the race, if you want me to give my childhood pick, I'll give Jimmy Johnson. My heart pick, I would probably go with. Let me get it. I'll still go with old guy. I'll go Truex on you.
Yeah, he's not gonna
former winner. Your guess?
He's never won the Daytona.
No,
Truex.
No,
he's 0 for 20.
Oh my god.
Yeah, man.
All right, so then Truex. Okay, that's my pick then. That's a great pick. Your pick, Stuart? Weber?
That's Blaney. Always Blaney.
Oh
my
god.
Always Blaney. All right. Okay. Enough NASCAR talk. If you want more NASCAR talk, Cup Date airs every Wednesday, 1 o'clock, and re-airs on this network. Go check it out. Also, Road to Victory Lane coming up Sunday noon morning. Pre-race show basically for the Daytona 500 on Fox 30. Real TV. We'll put it on here on 24/7 as well. All right. Weird soccer story of the week, Lou. Let's get this thing going. Tell us. What are we looking at?
This comes out of the 3rd division in England of women's football. This is Watford versus Lewes. I didn't look up how to pronounce it. I assume it's Lewes.
We'll resize this thing. We'll resize this thing here in a second. There you go. But basically, we just had a red card.
Some of the worst refereeing decisions I have ever seen in my life. Hamby, if there's any way you can replay that beginning, because it really is such a horrible decision. The girl kicks a ball off of the field because her teammate goes down with an injury. Referee immediately goes up to this player and hands her a red card. Eventually, later on in this clip, someone else argues, says, "Hey, you just kicked that ball away." She receives a second yellow, resulting in a red. Okay. Watford women now down 2. Then they get another red card later on in this match. The field was really wet and puddly along the edges of the pitch. The right-footed corner kick taker decided she wanted to move the flag onto the ground. And guess what? That was...
Oh, here we go. Here's your edit.
A red card as well.
A little arguing about it. Why are we doing this? What's happening? We just want to play soccer, man.
Some of the worst refereeing
Yellow
decision.
card. That's the second one.
And that's the second one.
And she's out too.
And he does not stop pointing. I mean, it is go.
Lots of pointing. It's kind of like Oprah, right?
This
you get a red card.
This one's
you get a red
ridiculous
card.
One. Okay, here's the whole thing.
All right. Takes out the flag stick.
I mean, it's a flag. He whistles. No, can't do that. I need the flag. She goes, but look, there's a puddle. Look at the puddle.
Is it the way that she gestured and kicked the puddle towards him?
That's an explanation and a half, no? I mean, what else do you want? And I don't know what words are being exchanged here.
See, that's the thing. A lot of these, you need the context, right? Okay, so we're putting the flag stick back in.
Where the red, and then here we go.
Oh,
the red card is coming. I mean, this came across my Twitter feed, and I watched it through, and I couldn't believe that Watford ended up.
There had to be
highlights.
It was something was said.
You think so?
Yes, he had turned around and walked away. She said something. He turned around and gave the red card. It's Oprah. You get a red card. You get a red card. I don't know. Wild. Okay, weird. Weird soccer story of the week, Lou. That was weird. It was better than last week. All right, we're done here. Fleet Footy every week. Appreciate you joining us. We'll do it again next week.